Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're here with another video. Before we get started on the video, please like, subscribe, leave comments, and please watch to the end of the video because that definitely helps my channel out a lot. And now we're just gonna get started on this video. It's about this girl who found out that her ex was gay through Cashapp.
And before I get into how I even got down to the whole Cash App thing, I want to start with giving you guys a backstory on just him as an individual and why I had suspicions of him being gay from the beginning.
I just feel like if you had suspicions of him being gay from the very beginning when y'all got together, why did you even stay together? I don't know. Me personally, if I thought that the person that I was currently dating or interested in was gay, that would be a conversation that we would need to have like at the very beginning. I wouldn't just sit and simmer on my suspicion of you possibly being gay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with being gay, or even if it was bi, you know? But like, that's a conversation that definitely needs to be had.
So when I first got with Joey, we gonna call him Joey. When I first got with Joey, everything was cool. Like, I had no suspicions whatsoever. Also, I was much younger and I could not clock if somebody was gay or not. Like, I feel like now that I'm older, I can
that makes sense.
Clock it way better than I could when I was younger. I don't even think I had the ability to clock it at all. So anyways, we were together or whatever, and he would do certain things that at the time I didn't think was gay, but now that I'm older, I'm like, that's so like sassy. So he would talk about all of his friends. He was gossiping about everybody. He always compared himself to everybody. It was like he wanted to be the baddest bitch in the room at all times. He would even compete with me.
Oh.
Like, it was very weird.
Red flag number one. Even if he wasn't gay, it is a huge red flag if your man is trying to compete with you. As a man, why are you trying to compete with me? That don't even, 2 + 2 not adding up. What's going on?
Weird. And so moving forward, we ended up breaking up like 2 years in. And I started hanging out more. Like, when I was with him, I wasn't going out. I just disconnected from my friends. So anyways, I had broke up with him after 2 years, and I had reconnected with one of my high school friends. And I did have suspicions of him being gay towards the end. And that was just because of how sassy he was with the gossiping and and the competition. So I was like, I had these suspicions. So I had talked to my friend. We can call her Ray. So I was sitting down talking to my friend Ray, and I was like, Ray, I have suspicions of him like being gay. And Ray is gonna look at me, and she's gonna be like, you don't remember, like, there was a whole rumor that he had in college about him getting some top from this guy in college,
like,
this openly gay man in college.
Obviously, I don't remember.
I'm like, no, I did not know that, and why didn't you ever tell me? I know we disconnected from each other, but when I first got with Joey, she did not say anything about him. I'm ashy, hold on. She didn't say anything.
Like, girl, that is not your friend. That is not your friend. Once again, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but like, if you see that I'm talking to this man and that there's a rumor going around about him dilly-dallying with men or whatever the case may be, bring it to my attention. Please let me know. Especially if like you think I don't already know. Please let me know
about that rumor from college. So I'm like, okay, girl, so you saw me with this guy knowing that there was this rumor. So anyways, she ended up telling me the story about how in college there was this openly gay guy, and his name was Peaches, and that was his true name. His name was Peaches. And this is no shade to anybody gay. Like, I have multiple gay friends. I don't care if anyone's gay. You know, it's just, I was dating a straight guy, and I was expecting to date a straight guy, but he was DO, which is not fair to me. But anyways, so the guy Peaches went to college with him. And Peaches had ended up, like, opening up to somebody about how Joey got top, or whatever you want to call it, from Peaches, showing the friend text and everything. So anyways, this friend of Peaches outed Joey, like, oh, Joey is gay, Joey got some top from Peaches, whatever. I don't really know all the specifics because this is just like what Ray had told me. So a couple days later, Joey had bumped into Peaches outside, in a public like area and fought Peaches for this rumor. And mind you, at the time, I'm still like, dang, I'm still naive. I'm like, dang, that's an allegation. And it wasn't proven. So I was just like, an allegation, whatever. But I still was like, why wouldn't you have told me there were those allegations? Because no shade, if there's allegations and it gets that deep, low key, y'all know. And this is no shade to anybody. I just wanted to know, like, if I was messing with somebody who was gay.
And honestly, that is well within her rights. Like, it's not cool to use a woman to help you stay in the closet. Like, that's not fair to them, especially if you're strictly just gay, like you're not even bi or interested in women. Come on. Like, I get it. I definitely do get it if you're not ready to come out the closet, but it, like she said, it definitely wasn't fair for her to, she had full expectations that she was dating a straight man. So yeah, it's definitely not fair on her for him to do that, and he definitely should have said something.
Like, if he was gay, he could come out and we could be homegirls. Like, I got a gay best friend. Like, we could really, like, do whatever. All three of us could kick it. Anyways. So, it came and went, whatever. I wasn't tripping anymore. I was like, well, I don't know if he's gay. I did have these suspicions. I still don't know. And I'm not here to call nobody gay if they're not. And, so time went by, and me and Joey ended up hanging out again. You know what I mean? Like, we were broken up, but we ended up hanging out. And so I ended up coming over to his place, and we ended up getting drunk. And so I was laying on his bed, like where the pillow is at the top of the bed. And my head's on the pillow, and I'm just chilling. I was drunk. And my eyes are closed. And then I open my eyes, and, like, towards the left of the bed, there he is. Yeah, to the left of the bed, there he is with his face down and ass up, like that position, like not
Girl.
arched, but literally head here, butt here, like arched up. And I mean, we were drinking, so I'm thinking like he acting real loose, but that was like the last straw. And I'm not
trying. Now she said that's the last straw. I don't know, man. Man's was face down, booty up. Yeah, like if everything else wasn't already like a huge sign that like maybe this man is a little, that definitely right then and there is definitely the sign. I don't think I know any straight men who would, even if they were super drunk, would lay down, face down, booty up as like a comfort position. It's like, oh, I'm just chilling here. This is how I want to, like,
trying to say somebody's gay because they were drunk and ended up sitting, but he wasn't passed out though. He was still able to talk to me. He was like doing that, like that was like a comfort position for him, y'all. I was like, what is going on? So anyways, he was in this position, and I didn't want him to know that I'm clocking his teeth. So I'm just like, I didn't say anything or whatever. But that was the last straw for me. I'm like, I need to know if this man is gay. Like, I have mentioned it to him previously, like, oh, Ray told me about that story from college, and he was just like, man, that guy was tripping. So I did kind of ask him, and he just denied it. But I really needed to know for myself. So anyways, he ended up falling asleep, not in that position. He ended up getting out of that position and falling asleep. And I knew his password to his phone. It was always the same. So I went through his phone, y'all. I do not go through people's phones. Mind you, we were together for a minute, and I never went through his phone. Probably like once or twice. I never found anything, but I don't go.
This may be toxic, but I condone going through them phones. I do. I really do. Especially if your partner is moving on some weird sus activity. Go through that phone. Go through
people's phones. But I had to know. So anyways, come back for part 2 to know what I found in that phone and how I found the tea about this man's sexuality. So this is part 2 to how I found out that my ex was gay through Cashapp. So anyways, he had fell asleep, and I started looking through his phone or whatever. And the first thing I did was just look through his text messages. I used certain words just to try to see if anything would come up. Mind you, the man didn't have much in his phone, which is weird. Like, every time I ever did go through his phone in the past, there wasn't much. Like he would clean his phone every day or something. That phone was
squeaky clean.
Anyways, so I went through his phone. There wasn't much, but I did see that there was this one thread, and it was a Mexican man. It was a picture of a Mexican man, and it was no name, and it was a number, and the guy's contact photo. And All it was a picture of my ex sent to this man. And it wasn't like maybe like a work picture or anything like that. It was literally like a picture he took of himself like this in the bed. Like,
I mean, sending selfies.
laid up. And it was like you had I'm not even trying to laugh. And he had like this certain like smirk, like he was trying to be cute. I don't know. So anyways, I saw that and I was like, that's weird. But then again, I still wasn't trying to call it anything. Like I was like, okay, that was weird, but oh,
This girl, I just find this so funny because she's really out here like so many signs are just slapping her in her face, and she's like, "I'm blind, my eyes are closed, like I cannot see." Like, girl, just come on, open up them eyes and take it for really what it is, because this may you knew like, is she really like deep what was going on? You knew he was gay. You knew.
oh well, like whatever. Next. So then at the time I had this friend who put me onto this whole like, if you're ever going through someone's phone, look through their Cash App. And mind you, I never did that before. I never thought of it, but it was just a coincidence. Like that week, my friend was talking about going through people's Cash Apps. That's where they dirt is. So, anyways, I went through this man's Cash App, and it was a whole bunch going on. A few cents here, a few cents there, payments here, payments there. Nothing looked too weird until I got to this one payment. It was $100 and it looked like a female, like a woman. And something told me to click on it, and I did. And when I clicked on it and I like looked at the picture closer, it was a trans woman. The picture was a trans woman, and I still didn't want to believe it. I was like, and I have nothing against trans women. I totally support trans women, mind you. That's not the problem. The problem is he claimed that that's not what he was into. So anyways, I saw the picture and I assumed it to be a trans woman, and so I took the name and I put it into IG. And as soon as I put it into IG, I find the page that had the same exact photo. And so, come to find out, the girl's page was open. It was a trans woman, and she actually lived in New York. Mind you, we live in California. So I was like, oh, okay, so he got him a little boo, out the way, whatever. And so I hit up the woman, and I didn't know if she was going to respond. I was like, this is kind of weird. I just needed to know. I needed to know. So anyways, I messaged her, and I'm thinking she ain't gonna respond. She responded back in like 2 minutes before I could even leave Instagram app. Like, I see her text me back, and I was just pretty much like, oh, do you know anyone named Joey? And at first she was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, she did not want to agree. She was just like, no, like, Joey who? We were talking about. Then I explained further, and she still was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, well, I just saw that, my boyfriend, I lied and said it was my boyfriend. It wasn't, it was my ex. I said, well, I just seen my boyfriend was sending a few, like, a few Cash Apps out to a bunch of different women. So I was just seeing, if you were this girl. And I guess the fact that I said something about multiple women he was sending Cash Apps to, she was offended. Oh.
So not only did this man get found out through Cash App that, he's gay, but then he also, one of the people, that he's dealing with, he gets his spot blown up because she also then said, oh yeah, this man was sending money to multiple different people, not just you, multiple other people. I would really hate to be him right now.
Then she started to get to singing. So once I mentioned that he was sending money to all different girls, I guess that pissed her off. So she was like, actually, yes, I do know Joey. We've been talking for about 3 weeks. So mind you, we've been talking for about 3 weeks. We only hung out one time. I didn't ask how they hung out or like who flew where. It was not my business. I was just like, what? And then she said, we didn't do it, but we messed around. And I don't know what messed around me.
You know what that was
enough. And then she was just also like, and he knew exactly who I was. And he knew exactly who I was from the beginning. Like, it was not a surprise. I didn't have to, like, bring it on to him. He knew exactly who I was. So pretty much that's all she gave me, and that's all I needed. So I was just like, oh, thank you. She was really sweet. Like, I forgot exactly what was said. This was a long time ago. But I do remember, like, our last bits of conversation was just like, okay, girl, you cute. Anyways, so I'm going to give the girl the name TT or whatever. I don't know if I named her already. We're going to name her TT. So anyways, I get on the phone with him, and I pretty much confront him. I'm like, so... who is TT? And he was just like, that's nobody. And I did admit to going through his phone. I was like, well, I seen that you sent TT $100. Like, what's that about? And he was like, cussing me out. He was like, what the F? Why are you going through my phone? Why are you going through my stuff? That's nothing. Like, that was for my friend. Like, he's claiming that the money was sent off of his Cash App to a friend or whatever. And he was just pretty much going off. But at this time, I'm thinking, like,
I always find it funny whenever men get caught up for weird activity, they always throw their friend under the bus. Like, oh, no, that was my friend. That was my homeboy. Like, he wanted me to blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, why are you... Like, that is the easiest way to find out that you're lying, is when you immediately go, oh, nah, that was my friend. My friend wanted me to send it to so-and-so, or my friend was using my phone to send so-and-so some money. No, they were not.
you know what? I know what I know. I'm gonna stop lying to myself. It is what it is, or whatever. And I just said, okay, you got it. And I just ended the phone call. And then after that, I pretty much went no contact, and I didn't even deal with him. Like, that's all that I took from it. So mind you, I'm living my life, and I'm just like, okay, for me, it's 100% facts. Like, it is what it is. There's too many signs. I got the tea from the girl. I didn't really get any receipts, but I was like, whatever. I took it for what it was. You know, I didn't want to keep lying to myself. Like, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. So anyways, I just let it go, and it's not my business anymore. Move on with your life. I'm going to move on with mine. So anyways, as time goes on, months later, I'm just chilling in my house, and I get a call. And the call is from Joey. And Joey is like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for everything. Did you hear what happened? And I'm like, no, I didn't hear what happened. What happened? And he's like, oh, all right, well, nothing. And I'm just like, what is going on? Sorry for what? What?
That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. Don't bring something up to me on some, oh, did you hear? And then when I'm like, nah, I'm like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Then you're like, oh, nah, never mind. If you didn't hear, then it's not even that important. Hello? No. Like, because now you have to tell me. You have to tell me what it is. Like, don't do that. It's so annoying.
Should I be concerned? So anyways, mind you, I don't live in the city we once lived in. I don't keep up with anybody. I don't know the tea. Like, you know, I don't know what's going on. So anyways, I ended up reaching out to someone who lives in the city. And I'm like, what's going on with Joey? Like, he called me saying he's sorry for da-da-da-da-da. And somebody told me, why did Joey's cousin, who was like his best friend, pretty much out him all over social media with all the receipts about him being gay? It was all on social media.
That's fucked up.
I screen recorded everything just for my own proof. Anyways, it was receipts with him and other men. And also the story about TT popped up. And also they mentioned that the cousin mentioned, Kate always assumed you was gay. Like, you know, the truth is out. And so anyways, that's when I knew. I was always right, and my intuition was right, and he was. And at the end of the day, I do not judge him for that. I judge him for the fact that you can't just keep it 100. And I know that's not an easy thing to do, but at the same time, it's wrong to be dealing with a woman who's expecting to deal with a straight man. So the moral of the story is, if someone is sus, check that Cash App, check that Zelle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're doing these investigations about your man, also make sure and see if he's gay. And also to the TT girl, if you are seeing this, you know it's all love. Like, no shade.
Moral of the story, just like she said, if your partner is moving weird and you think something weird's going on, go through that phone. Wait till they sleep. Get to scrolling. Like she said, check Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle. Go through that phone. And I know some people, it's a controversial topic. Some people say it's toxic. Some people say it's not. I just feel like at the end of the day, either go through the phone or you're going to have to break up with them. Because if it's like suspect behavior going on, 9 times out of 10, if they're actually up to no good, they're just going to lie. But then also, let's say that they're not, you're probably not going to trust what they say anyway. That's a touchy topic. But overall, I do think I think what happened to her was really messed up. He definitely should have just been honest from jump and told her, like, I'm not straight, like, I am gay, I'm not into women or heterosexual women, and not play with her, because I think she said that they were dating for like 2 years, so that he basically wasted 2 years of her time. I think it's also really messed up that his cousin blasted him on social media and outed him to everybody. That's really messed up. Even if they had like a falling out, either way, that's really messed up. Hopefully he's doing all right now. Hopefully he's being more honest and living in his truth and not lying to people and like getting into relationships with people saying that he's, you know, he's not gay or whatever. But I also do think that there was just way too many I think there was just way too many signs that she just kind of overlooked, kind of was like, no, threw them under the bus and just kind of kept it pushing. Because I would have never made it to 2 years if I had this much suspicion about the person that I was dating if they were gay. I also feel like she just probably didn't ask him enough or just like the right questions, because if I felt like the person I was dating was gay, like I'm asking questions. We're talking about this. Like this is a topic of discussion that we're having. Yeah, but thankfully it was only a 2-part story time. You know how sometimes, you know, they be dragging these story times out and be making it 7 parts. They don't be saying nothing. So that was it for this video. If you liked it, please like, leave comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for my next video.